Hi, welcome to another Flash tutorial. Today we'll be learning how to move your squares with the arrow keys and with the WASD keys. Now we'll be using ActionScript 2 today, so we'll be ending up with something like this. So you can move this square with arrow keys, and you can move this one with WASD. Of course you can't see it, but when we actually do code it, you'll be able to see that you can actually move it with WASD. So we'll start by creating a new document, so you can just right click up here and press new, or you can press Ctrl N and select an ActionScript 2 file, and you'll have a blank screen. Now we'll make the background go black. You don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it because I like it that way. And make sure here that you change the frame rate from 12 to 24, so you just have to double click up here and then change this to 24 and then click on OK. Now we need to just draw our squares and to do that, just press R, or you can select the rectangle tool from here and just draw a simple square. Make it small. This looks better. Now if you go to our selection tool, or we can press V, and if we double click inside our square and if you press F8, we can convert it to a symbol. So make sure it's a movie clip, and you can just call your square anything. I'm just going to call it square, and it doesn't matter if you don't spell it wrong. Spell it right. Yeah. And once you've done that, you can just press OK. And now we've got our own square. Now to add code to that square, you have to click on the square and press F9, or you can just right click on the square and go to actions. You can see that the actions palette just opens up. Now here we type in on clip event enter frame. I think it'll be just better if you type this code in first, and then because then after that I'll be able to explain to you what we are doing here. So on clip event enter frame, and if you type in if key dot is down, key dot up, this dot underscore y plus minus equals 10, and we'll just copy that code and we'll paste it over 4 times, and we just have to do some minor changes. So we'll change that from down to up, and we'll change that from minus to a plus, and here we'll change that from an up to a right, and we'll change that from a up to a left, and we'll change the y to an x, and here we'll change the up to a right, and we'll change the y to an x, and just make this a plus. So now if you just test the movie by pressing Ctrl Enter, you can see that we can move our square around with our arrow keys. Now what does this code all mean? Well, on clip event enter frame, so basically the square, we're telling the square to wait for some event to happen so that this code up here starts working. So it tells the square to do this code when it enters the frame. So when the square enters the frame, it performs all this code. So if key dot is down, key dot up. So what this basically is saying is that if you press the up key, this dot underscore y minus equals 10. Now the stage here is set out in x and y coordinates. So if you want the coordinates of the square, it'll be down here. So it's on 162.5 and 254.5. Now what happens is as you move your mouse down the screen, the y coordinate gets bigger, and as you move your mouse up the screen, it gets smaller. Similarly, the x coordinate gets bigger as you move your mouse towards the right hand side of the screen, and it gets smaller if you go the other way. So this point here, where the frame starts, or the stage starts, I should say, is 0, 0. So what we're saying here is that if key dot is down, key dot up, so if we press the up key, it should lose 10 pixels of its y coordinate. So it should move up 10 pixels up. It should move 10 pixels up, so it should lose 10 y pixels. So basically it will move up 10 pixels every time you press up. Sorry, I don't know what that error was. I didn't see it properly. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So what we've done is basically done the same thing, but just changed the Y to a plus here, because if you press down, you want it to go down the stage up here, and if you press left, you notice we'll change this to X, because we want it to go to our left, which is the X-axis. So it will make it go to our left, and of course for right it's the opposite, plus. So if you again test it, I know you've already done it, but as you can see, it's working, and our code is working, so Square knows what to do. So now, as I promised, we have to make another square that moves around when you press WASD. So how do we do that? Well, we'll have to have another square movie clip on this on this stage. Now, you don't have to have the same movie clip. You can create a new movie clip if you want, so which is what I'll do. So you can just go to the rectangular tool again, or I'm just going to select an oval tool just so we can differentiate. And actually I'll change the fill color to red so that we know which one's which. And if we just draw a little circle here, and then if we go to our selection tool, double click inside the circle and press F8 to convert to a symbol. So make sure movie clip is selected, and in the symbol I'm just going to type in oval, and I'll make it a bit smaller. It doesn't matter how big the size, it's just if it's too big then it gets a bit blocky, the animation gets a bit blocky. So we'll do the same thing again, except when we select it and press F9, the code's going to be a bit different. So the basic code is still going to be the same, so we're just going to type in on clip event enter frame. What you've got to make sure when you're writing code is that your capitalization is right, because if it isn't, the computer doesn't understand what you're talking about. So which is called a syntax. The syntax has to be correct. Yeah, so we're going to type in inside these two curly brackets, if key dot, oh sorry, see what I mean, the capitalization has to be right. You'll notice that if you do it properly, it goes blue. The text goes blue if your code is correct. So yeah, the key dot is down, and now when the bracket pops up, we don't type in key dot w. That's not how it works. What the I mean, all the keys on your keyboard have a specific ASCII and a flash code number. Now the W can't be referred to as W. It has its own special code. So that special code is actually, you can get it on the internet. The A key has a code of 65, and oh shut up. The A key has a key code of 65, and it goes all the way up to 90 or something, with B being 66 and then C being 67, and so on. So we've got this code over here which says if key dot is down, key dot 87. So 65 is actually A, and then 68 is actually D, 83 is S, and 87 is W. So we'll start by typing in here. If you go to our oval, select the oval, press F9. Give key dot is down, key dot 87. And if we close brackets, and then we have to do another close brackets for this one, it's like maths. The number of doors you open, you got to close them. And then we do another set of curly brackets. And here we just type in exactly the same thing that we typed in for when you press the up, what you did for the up key, sorry. So we type in this dot underscore y plus minus equals 10. Now we'll just copy this code again, and then we'll do some minor changes. So we'll change this minus into a plus, and we'll change the 87 to an 83, and we'll paste it again, and here we'll change this from 87 to a 68, I'm pretty sure it was, but just let me check. Yeah, that's right, 68. So 68, and here we have to change the y to an x, and we have to change the minus to a plus, and sorry, I'll just copy this again just to make it easier. We'll change the plus to a minus over here, and we'll change the 8 to a 3. And now if we test it, we can see that we can move our, our A key isn't working, is what we found out, because 63 is not the code for A. I'm so sorry. It should be 65, and if you press Control Enter to test it, we can see that we can now move our square with the arrow keys and our circle with the WASD. So this is useful if you want to make a multiplayer game on Flash, and hopefully you've learned something today. Thanks for watching.